up guys, Kitsune here, welcome back to the channel, long time no see, and for today's video I thought I'd just show you guys, just showcase Thriftbooks. I wanted to talk about the website, wanted to talk about their service, wanted to review their service, as well as talk about some of the books that I ordered. So without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright, so if I'm being honest with you, I already sat down and opened up all of the other packets way before I sat down to record this video. But I decided to keep one of them around. Let me just cover the address. Yeah, decided to keep one of them around so I could open it up on camera and show you guys what the actual packaging is like. So, yeah, got scissors. Let's get on with this. We might be here a while. Alright, so opens up like so. Alright, open, and then inside we reach out and it is the book, and then inside there's nothing else. Receipts are on your account and on your order, so yeah, you don't get a physical receipt sent to you. Instead you just have to download it online. The package just has your book. Alright, so before I get into showcasing all of the books that arrived on this order, I just wanted to comment a couple of things about Thriftbooks. First and foremost, for all of you U.S. Citizens, everybody that lives in the U.S., including anybody that lives in Puerto Rico, I think it's worth noting that Thriftbooks gives you free shipping, free regular standard shipping on any order that passes $10, which is like, wow. Okay, like, come on. Reaching $10 is not that hard. Trust me, when you're purchasing books, reaching $10 is really not that hard. And then if you don't reach the $10, I believe that it would be 99 cents per book. But trust me, reaching $10 isn't that hard. Thriftbooks also sells new and used books. All of the books that you're going to see in a couple of minutes are all used, but they do sell new. Things that are worth noting about new books: they don't ship new books outside of the U.S. So if you're an international resident, you're not going to be able to purchase new books from them, but you definitely can purchase used books. Payment, I was able to, unlike my book outlet order, where I had issues with my Visa, and for some reason I could not place the order with my Visa. With Thriftbooks I could. I used my Visa debit card. It worked just fine. No complaints there. As for the shipping, I am not aware if Thriftbooks actually uses boxes, but I actually think I don't. I read into it, and they ship all of their books in these recycled bags made out of recyclable material, and this is pretty much how you're going to get all of your books. Ups and downs: ups, recycled plastic, you know, go green. Downs, I can see some people being put off by this just because you're getting your books shipped and it's getting sent through U.S. Postal Service. I think all of us have had our fair share of bad experiences with the postal office or with the Postal Service. Like, for example, this plastic bag itself got some scratches, got some tears. So I can definitely see some people being put off by it being shipped in bags. Personally, I really don't mind, but it does put me a little bit on edge because I'm never going to be certain in which conditions the books will arrive. For what I can say about these books in particular, they all came in pretty much really good conditions. I don't see any wear and tear caused by the Postal Service, by them being shipped. And I live on an island, so yeah. Those suckers have probably gone through hell and back, if I'm honest. So anywho, this is the haul. As you can see, I got 3 hardcovers, 2 paperbacks. As mentioned, all of these are used copies. All of these I got for like fucking amazing good prices. Sorry for the swear word, that's just how great they were. All of these are used, all of these are in like some really awesome conditions. And they were really, really good prices, like really, really cheap books. And yeah. So if you want a deal, try checking out thriftbooks.com. Who knows, you might be pleasantly surprised. Alright, now let's get into the books. I'm going to read the synopsis for these, just because I know that I cannot defend the plot of these books at all with my own words. So I'm just going to sit here and read you the synopsis. So sit back, grab a cup of coffee, it's story time. So the first book that I picked up was The Grimm Company by Luke Skull. I stumbled across this book on Goodreads, and the first thing that I found out about it was that nobody has read it on BookTube. Nobody, not a zero. It's not on BookTube at all. So I decided to change that. I decided to purchase it just to see if I'll enjoy it. I know that the premise is absolutely interesting. Really interesting. So yeah, who knows? Maybe I'll end up recommending this, and maybe it'll start to gain some following on BookTube. Who knows? Right, and the synopsis reads as follows. The gods are dead. The Mage Lord Salazar and his magically enhanced troops, the Augmenters, crush any dissent they find in the minds of the populace. On the other side of the Broken Sea, the White Lady plots the liberation of Dorminia, with her spy mistress, the Pale Women. Demons and abominations plague the highlands. The world is desperately in need of heroes, but what it gets instead are a ragtag band of old warriors, a crippled half-mage, 2 orphans, and an oddly capable manservant. The Grimm Company. So yeah, really fucking interesting premise, really badass looking cover. Hopefully this book will be great. Hopefully. Right, and the second book that I picked up was The Cuckoo's Calling by Robert Galbraith, aka J.K. Rowling. Now, if you watched my Tome Topples announcement video, then you probably already know, first of all, that I participated. No duh. Second of all, that one of the books that I read for that readathon was The Casual Vacancy by J.K. Rowling, one of her first adult books after Harry Potter. I don't know what I feel about The Casual Vacancy just yet. I know that it definitely deserves a reread. It's filled with some quite heavy subjects, and I want to dissect it to the fullest. So I want to sit back at another point in time when my life isn't so chaotic as it was when I was reading the book. And yeah, fully dissect it, get my thoughts, and hopefully have a review up at some point. Anywho, The Cuckoo's Calling, it is the first book in what has been Rowling's ongoing Cormoran Strike novel series. That it's like a mystery detective type of novel series, and normally I'm a pretty big fan of detective stories, aka why I picked it up. And the premise sounded interesting. And the premise is, after losing his leg to a landmine in Afghanistan, Cormoran Strike is barely scraping by as a private investigator. Strike is down to one client, and creditors are calling. He has also just broken up with his longtime girlfriend and is living in his office. Then, John Bristow walks through his door with an amazing story. His sister, legendary supermodel Lula Landry, known to her friends as Cuckoo, famously fell to her death a few months earlier. The police ruled it out as suicide, but John refuses to believe that. The case plunges Strike into the world of multimillionaire beauties, rock star boyfriends, and desperate designers, and it introduces him to every variety of pleasure, enticement, seduction, and delusion known to man. You may think you know detectives, but you have never met one quite like Strike. You may think you know about the wealthy and famous, but you've never seen them under investigation like this. Introducing Cormoran Strike, this is the acclaimed first crime novel by J.K. Rowling, written under the pseudonym Robert Galbraith. So yeah, interesting. Also, this is an ex-library copy, which, yeah, that's why it has the glossy finish to it. So yeah, third book is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child based on an original news story by J.K. Rowling, John Tiffany, and Jack Thorne, a new play written by Jack Thorne. Now, I'm not going to read the synopsis for this. I'm pretty sure people are aware this is the 8th book in the Harry Potter series, following one of his kids, I believe it's Albus, as he has to deal with, the legacy of being the son of Harry Potter. I am aware that this book is pretty split on the Potter fans. There's people that love it, there's people that loathe it, there's people that don't care about it, and just anything in between. So I purchased the book just so that I could figure out where I fall on that spectrum. And hell, even if I end up hating this book, I only paid $6 for it. So this was a steal. This book is in a great condition. Even if I loathe it, I'm still going to enjoy the fact that I saved so much money on it. Fourth book, Patrick Rothfuss, The Name of the Wind. This one has been mentioned by a lot of people on BookTube. A lot of people actually love it. I've even heard some people say that this is Harry Potter for adults. Is it true? I don't know. Hence why I picked it up. Anywho, the story reads as follows. Also, disclaimer on this book in particular, I am so sorry if I destroy the pronunciations, because this has a lot of strange looking names, so in advance, I'm sorry if I fuck this up. My name is... See, it already started. It started. My name is Vote. I have stolen princesses back from sleeping barrow kings. I burned down the town of Trevon. I have spent the night with Felurian and left with both my sanity and my life. I was expelled from the university at a younger age than most people are allowed in. I tread paths by moonlight that others fear to speak of during the day. I have talked to gods, loved women, and written songs that make the minstrels weep. You may have heard of me. So begins a tale unequaled in fantasy literature, the story of a hero told in his own voice. It is a tale of sorrow, a tale of survival, a tale of one man's search for meaning in his universe, and how that search and the indomitable will that drove it gave birth to a legend. So yeah, it's pretty much that same man right there, Vote, I have decided to call him, and he's telling his story to someone who's recording it, and things that I've heard about it, the protagonist can be quite unreliable with what he's saying, and I find that actually quite interesting. So, yeah, let's see. I think I'm gonna like this one. Out of all of the ones that I picked up, I think this one, I am gonna like it. This one seems good. And the last book that I picked up was The Emperor's Blades by Brian Staveley. Another book that I haven't heard much from on BookTube. If anything, I haven't heard anything, actually, come to think of it. And anywho, this one I actually stumbled upon it on Amazon. Right, and out of all of the books that I ended up purchasing, this one is the one that has received the most form of tear. The cover is a little bit scratched up, but I'm not gonna turn it away. I'm not gonna turn away a book that has just not had the best of homes. Alright, and the story, or the synopsis for this book, reads as follows. The Emperor of Annuit is dead, slain by enemies unknown. His daughter and 2 sons, scattered across the world, must somehow stay alive and unmask the assassins. But each of them also has a life path on which their father set them. Destiny is entangled with both ancient enemies and inscrutable gods. Caden, the heir to the unhewn throne, has spent 8 years sequestered in a remote mountain monastery, learning the enigmatic discipline of monks devoted to the blank god. Their rituals hold the key to an ancient power he must master before it's too late. An ocean away, Valine endures the brutal training of the Ketrel elite soldiers, who fly into battle on gigantic black hawks. But before he can set out to save Caden, Valine must survive one horrific final test. At the heart of the Empire, Minister Alare, elevated to her station by one of the Emperor's final acts, is determined to prove herself to her people. But Alare also believes she knows who murdered her father, and she will stop at nothing and risk everything to see that justice is meted out. So yeah, wow. My first reaction when I read the synopsis on Amazon was, wow, this is actually really interesting. An emperor is dead, his children scattered, and now they must, see what happened, I suppose. Now that they have to see what becomes of their father's death. And can we just pause one moment? Soldiers who ride into battle on Black Hawks. That entire sentence sounds amazing, okay? That is great. Yeah, alright, now those are the books once more. Please leave me a comment down below if any of you guys or gals have read any of the books that I mentioned in this haul. what you thought about the books. Keep your discussions spoiler-free, please. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed my mini little review on Thriftbooks. I encourage anyone who found anything that I mentioned off of thriftbooks.com to be quite interesting or worth checking out, to check it out. Just do it. Check it out. Just tab out of this video and check it out. Go. But as always, I want to thank you guys for watching the video. Thank you guys for sticking around. Like the video, like my content. You know where the thumbs up button is at. Want to see more from me? Subscribe button is down there, along with a bell icon. That'll give you notifications whenever one of my videos goes up. I post so sporadic that if you're truly interested in the content, then I think that's the best way that you can get notifications from me whenever any of my content goes up. Anywho, again, thank you guys. That's all for today. That is the end of the video. My name is Kitsune. Mischief managed.